So in my world, how this looked for me was, okay, this idea of logic. Like I tried logicking my way through all of this stuff, and I would do all of the top down approaches of like, I'm waking up early. I'm part of the 5 a.m. club. I'm going to fill myself with all the reading and journaling. I'm going to do my mantras. I'm going to do mirror work, like whatever it may be. But there would still be a feeling that would arise in my body of overwhelm, of chaos, of just buzzing sensations, right? And I wasn't able to logic myself out of that no matter how hard I tried. I remember counselors would ask me, well, why do you feel anxious? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel it. And so the only way that I was able to actually go in and heal that and take control of the feelings is to dive for headfirst basically into the chaos and feel it, allow yourself to feel it, because it was through the body that I came to these answers that the logical brain didn't really have. Like a lot of it is really in our body, in our nervous system, in our heart, in our womb as women.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I'm kind of leaning your direction on this one. Whenever I worked with women, the logic only goes so far. And it's almost like the guys can suppress the emotion and justify with logic. Well, women will suppress the logic and justify with emotion.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's where the thing is like tackling fear itself is understanding the logic of it is that it's not real. And so, well, then let's go into some stuff that's not real and like go into it. And like, let's go feel the feels of it. And it would make sense for me to go ahead and have an experience that never happened and come out with gratitude. That's still a feeling instead of just panic or terror. I feel like you can navigate with feelings versus feelings, just like we navigate with beliefs versus beliefs or logic versus logic. Can't we go feelings versus feelings, or is it just going off of the belief system that it's not possible or is possible? I would challenge some ladies to see if they really can or do this. And if you've done it and it's worked, it
So
gives
when you
validity
say
to it.
like challenge feeling with feeling, what comes to mind with for me is like this narrative of Mel Robbins comes to mind actually of like you can change your state, like only allow yourself to be in this for 5 seconds and then you count down from 5
It's
and
logic.
boom, like
I
feel the
challenge that's logic. That's still not it's
yeah.
not feeling. That's still a program, that's still a routine, that's still control. It's not feeling versus feeling.
Right, but they'll sort of so to expand on that, I'm with you. The 5 second rule is
Logic.
logic. But then when we think about feeling, it's like, okay, we'll shift your state, right? Like let's say you're feeling really anxious or really depressed. Well, you can get out of that by embodying these feelings of gratitude or excitement. Or they'll say, like, notice that your shoulders are forward because you're sad. Like, put them
I would
back and now you're confident and
I would
happy.
challenge all of this is still a logic approach. Change your physical
Okay.
state is a logical sense of control, but when you're in a heightened state of fear, you're not thinking logically. And so this is where I'd go fear of. And like, let's just go further into it. Let's go
Mm,
farther into fear. I'm afraid of, let's just do a catastrophic thing, somebody dying or getting divorced or whatever. Pick it
mm,
like that would be a catastrophe, right?
mhm.
Well, if we go in without panic, without freaking out and go, let's go in, and then recognize like that wasn't real and it's not real. And this is like that I can be present in the feeling and also be present in the present, which is like I'm going to be emotionally connected to what is. This is like I'm in right now. I'm in it. I'm just going to be in it. I'm just in it. Okay.
Mm.
Now, if we can stay in it and recognize I'm in it, I'm in it. I'm going to feel the feels in this. I'm going to stay in this.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it make sense that if you were worried about getting divorced and then you came out of that and you were present and like, I'm not divorced? Well, wouldn't a feeling of gratitude come over that the thing that you were afraid of never happened and you're actually in a moment of not divorced?
See, I would argue that now you're bringing logic back in because then that's
Well, I
just
mean,
another story.
well,
Like,
what feeling do
well,
you
I'm not
have that the
divorced. Well,
fear
I
wasn't
still
real?
feel it in my body.
Okay, but it isn't happening, nor did it ever happen. And so, like, how do you feel that it never happened?
So then the question of how do you feel that it never happened then again requires me to go back to my logical mind and think logically how I would feel because it
But
doesn't happen.
I want you to go in with your feelings, though. How do you feel about it? How do you feel that it never happened? How do you feel that the fear that you were worried about never happened? How do you feel?
I suppose you would feel happy, but I see what you're trying to do, but I like, have you tried this in